Wednesday, 4:06 p.m.
Take the police to Special Point there.
Hi, is Officer Franco available?
Mass is calling.
Rena Fortini.
Hold on 1 second. Peekskill Police Officer Franco.
Hi, Officer Franco. This is Rena Fortini.
What can I do for you?
I tried to call you on Monday, but you were out, and I am really sorry that this is so petty, but it's really taking a toll on me. So I would like to just tell you what happened on Monday.
Okay, Rita, listen, I'm on the desk. I got to answer phones and radio and stuff. If it's going to be something like you have to tell me events or something like that, you're probably going to have to come into the station, or I can't be on the phone for that long.
Okay.
To really give it the
Right,
attention.
well, you tell me what you think I should do, because it just has to do with me mailing a letter, and this guy, the reason I'm asking for you is because I told you the long story, so I don't have to tell someone else the long story. And he was standing behind me at the post office, and I was not aware he was right there behind me. So when I paid for my letter and turned around, I'm going to end in 30 seconds more. I jumped, and I was like, holy shit, and I walked out like, oh my God, like he was like kind of smiling, like he was just, whatever, but I just left. But he came running after me, and before we left the building, ran towards me and said, you don't have to do that when you see me. And at first, the only reason I entertained talking to him was because I thought he was trying to apologize, which I would welcome more than you know, so I don't have to, look out my window every time I leave the door, or be afraid to do my laundry, da-da-da. And every time I think, well, how could anyone just, still be so,
Okay, so that's what he said to you?
No. And then he started yelling, and I'll come in, I think, because it...
Did he make a direct threat at you?
They wanted to call the police, and I actually recorded the guy saying that if, like I said, did you see how he was laughing when you guys were saying, we're going to have to call the police? And he said, well, I don't know why he'd be laughing, because he'd be the one in trouble. And,
right. Did he get in your personal space? Did he threaten your property or life or physical? Anything like that? Did he show up to you once or more than once?
Well, all right. Why don't I stop? You're there till later tonight. You're there till 11, and I'll stop in and you tell me, like I'll
till
just talk to
midnight.
the person.
Yeah.
Because
if you come in, you'll be assigned up to whatever officer is in your sector tonight. You know what I mean? That's your area.
Why can't you just mediate, because I don't know if I should be scared. He's telling all the neighbors still. He's I'm hearing the word.
Is he one of your neighbors?
He lives right next door to me. Yes, that's why it's the problem. That's why he's in and out of here with the freaking classic crack whore. You have to know who she is.
Was he the man that I called up and asked not to speak to you a couple weeks ago?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Okay.
Yeah, so he couldn't obey that, and I...
All right, and this was in the post office. He was next to you?
Yes, and I put a recording up, and I titled it Updating Officer Franco, because I didn't have the recording going when it happened, because I didn't know it was going to happen, and then I...
Why did you...
right. So then I looked back in, and he had the whole place, laughing, and the postman was laughing too, so I called the postman and I said, that was really weird to see you laughing. He goes, oh, I was just trying to put water on the fire. I know you didn't do anything wrong, and you were very nice, and then I don't know what that was about. But it was like he's trying to make it look like we're having a lover's quarrel or something, I sometimes think. Because
well, then if he's not threatening you, if he's just acting weird or strange, then really, there's nothing that we can do about it.
Weird or strange? I said to him in front of 10, 20 12 people. I said, you threatened to throw me off the balcony. He goes, I did. He goes, I didn't, did I? And I was like, oh, okay, so making me feel that way doesn't count. Are you kidding me? And that's what, and the only reason I raised my voice was because he started yelling, he started cursing, because all I said was, holy shit, and I walked out of there, and he's like, you don't have to say motherfucker this, motherfucker that, and I didn't say the shit that he says I say, and he's doing it to drive me crazy, and he even said, well, then move. The other day, I stepped on a to-go order, and I got so mad I slammed the door, but that's all I did, because I'm afraid of him. I come up the stairs. He can't, and I said to him in the post office, I said, you can't wait 30 seconds. You can't be a gentleman and just wait for me to get up the stairs. He goes, why should I have to wait? Everything out of his mouth is antagonistical and aggressive, and he thinks it's funny. And for 2 days, I've been listening to him talk to the neighbors about it, and I am trying to move.
Like he's just a bad neighbor and a pain in the ass and not anything.
Not a bad neighbor. He smells crap out of his apartment. He's got prostitutes in and out of there all night long. They're banging and slamming the doors between him.
I know, and that's very unfortunate.
Why don't you put cameras? I welcome you to put cameras in this freaking building.
Well,
Honestly,
you like to film things, right?
And I have been, and I put it up there, and even though it's very boring and a lot of blackness, it's my legal protection, because I can say these things because I can prove it, and they're not going to listen to everything. They don't know what's there, what's not there.
Well, it sounds like it's a big headache for you. Right now, it doesn't look like it's in that legal realm where I can do really anything, you know. No, if he's persistently following you from place to place, that's another story.
That's what I thought, but the postman said that he comes in there every day. Now, what does he do at the post office every day? I don't know. But then I realized...
Yeah, but what does that have to do with...
Right, no, I'm saying then I realized it was maybe a coincidence. But for him...
I'm sure it was.
But for him to be, like I started to leave, and I hear him going, yo, you don't know what I have to put up with? She's, like, absolutely crazy. She's out of her mind. And he's got the whole place looking at us like he's entertaining himself with this.
I
think
that the whole situation with your neighbors is probably so broken at this point that I think really the only way that you're going to have peace is to get out of there.
I'm telling you, every day I drive somewhere and pray for a miracle and think, how can I make this happen? Because I'm old. My body hurts. I can't just move and move again. It's a big deal to me.
No,
I've been here 13 years, and he says to me,
well,
why don't you move? What?
There's just been so much back and forth.
No, there's been so much videotaping, because I've got a couple of videos which show you what he does, but then it's turned into, if I don't videotape, I have no choice, because whatever he says, you're going to believe. That's what they do. Wow, I thought she was going to call me, so I called him first.
You can affect somebody's opinion with what you put on YouTube and how you phrase it.
Oh, please. I put it up there for you. I put it up there so you could have an easier time doing something about the outcome. And it's turned into this because you haven't done anything. What?
And you put me on YouTube a couple times, and I've looked at it, and it's pretty defamatory. It makes me look like a real unprofessional jerk.
What are you talking about? I changed something. With the meme titles, I changed because...
Oh, you did? Oh, okay.
Because I thought, you were trying to be, in your own way.
I'm always listening. If there's something, no, I'm not going to apologize for...
So what? Because these neighbors...
No.
You're going to really stand by that. We're going to pretend that that's what it was, even though I've been filming for like 20 years.
Right, yeah.
What?
I perceived what you gave me as not a police matter by the way that you worded it, and then when that was it, and the conversation was over, and we all know what you yelled to me, which was very rude.
Yelled?
And
yelled? No.
Whether you yelled it or not.
People lose.
Whether you yelled it or not. Whether you yelled it or not.
You know, right,
told
you
me.
yell it. I moved it under my breath as I was walking away. Because I was frustrated.
It wasn't under your breath. You said it right to me, Raina, and then you drove past me. After that.
You know what it means? It means you're kidding me. It doesn't mean
anything. Hold on. Stop talking or I'm going to hang up on you. A couple months later, you came in here asking for my help, and I gave it to you. Even after that, even after you put defamatory stuff on YouTube stuff.
For your help? No, don't volunteer after you all stood around.
I did not volunteer. Nobody laughed at you. You were in that office with me for half an hour. I called that man on your behalf, and I haven't heard anything for a few weeks now. You run into him
Hey,
in the
why don't
post
you
office.
call that man in the city of Peekskill behalf and take a
Raina,
out of the heroin and crack he's selling out of there?
Listen, I called him, I talked to him. The message seemed to be received. That was weeks and weeks ago. Now you run into him in a post office, and you guys have an exchange.
No. I left the building, and he came after me, and Susan
That is not a police matter.
Susan Hayward was there and saw him leave the building, and I said, you saw him just come after me, right? I didn't go talk to him. So where is this rule that we don't talk to each other, that he writes for himself? He tells Officer Woodland, well, that's retarded. Why should I talk to him?
All right, well, Raina, listen, I've given this 9 minutes and 45 seconds on the desk here. That's much more than I would normally give in a phone call such as this. If this man gets in your face, persistently follows you, destroys your property, or
and
threatens
if this to your
please
wife
call
or
us
your
back.
mother,
Okay?
you would say the same thing.
Okay, Raina, that's what you have to do, okay?
Wait, what is it that I have to do?
If this man threatens your person, threatens your property, gets in your face, persistently follows you, you can call us anytime and we will help you, okay?
But I just told you that's what he's been doing.
That's not what you said. You said you were next to him in a post office, and then, yes, he did have words with you and everything like that.
No, he came after me. He came after me.
I asked you, at the outset, I asked you if he threatened you physically.
I felt threatened physically. I did. And emotionally and socially.
Raina, certain parameters have to be met.
And it's not the first time. So then what should I do? Should I talk to someone else?
I would avoid him, and if he comes again,
that's the whole point. You run into him. And he doesn't follow the rules.
You run into him.
Talk to me. You told him not to talk to me. He talked to me. What?
If you keep talking over me, I can't help you. This man approaches you again. If you see him in another public place and he's right next to you, and then another public, then it's beyond coincidence. Then we have another matter. But one encounter is not going to count as stalking or harassing.
So I pay for my letter, turn around, see him, and say, holy shit, and leave the building, and he comes after me. And
well,
that's a coincidence?
Raina, can I ask you a question? Why is it that you call the police a day or two after everything happens? Why don't you ever call the police while something's going on? Is it because you're too busy making movies about things? Living in the drama?
No, it's because I was busy thinking about details and thinking to myself, this is the biggest stupid crap that I have to put the police through. Because I'm not the one that calls for
If you are here,
I am not the one that wastes your time. I live with people who waste your time.
Stop.
And I respect
you
who wouldn't waste your time. And they were going to call the police.
I'm going to hang up on you. If you don't call the police while things are happening, then you